All right, today we're diving into one of the absolute giants of literature, Leo Tolstoy's Anna Karenina. We're going to unpack its central, burning question: how in the world are you supposed to live a meaningful life?
So the story kicks off with what sounds like a pretty simple solution, right? It comes from this super charming aristocrat, Stepan Arkadyevich Oblonsky. For him, the key to life's problems is just to get lost in the day-to-day. You know, the parties, the routines, all the little distractions. He calls it the dream of daily life. And this is the question that just sets the whole novel on fire. What happens when all those routines start to feel completely hollow? When that dream of daily life starts to feel more like a nightmare you just can't wake up from? This is the struggle that our main characters are going through.
To really get this struggle, we have to step into the world Tolstoy paints for us, the high society of 19th century Russia. It's glittering, it's glamorous, but, it's also incredibly superficial. It's a world that is built from the ground up on performance.
This right here is basically the unwritten rule of their entire world. Having strong beliefs isn't about what you actually think. It's about social convenience. As Tolstoy puts it, Oblonsky's opinions just kind of imperceptibly changed of themselves within him to match whatever was popular at the moment.
And this contrast just perfectly lays out the novel's core conflict. You've got Oblonsky's view of the city on one side, where the whole point of civilization is to make everything fun. And on the other side, you've got Konstantin Levin, who believes life finds its meaning in real, useful, hands-on work. It's like two totally different philosophies on how to be a person.
The city runs on this strict, unspoken code. It's a world of fluff and gossip where even dating is just a game. You see this with Count Vronsky. He's charming the young Kitty, not because he's serious about her, but because, well, it's a fun way to pass the time. It's all part of the performance.
And this obsession with how things look, it's not just for the social butterflies. It traps even the most powerful guys. When Anna's husband, Karenin, starts to suspect she's having an affair, his first thought isn't about his feelings or his marriage. It's about his reputation. How is this going to look?
You can just picture him pacing around, his mind stuck in this awful loop. He knows he has to do something, right? He has to make a decision and get his public life back in order. But what can he actually do? He runs through the options. A duel? That's just senseless. He could get himself killed. A divorce? No way. That would be a massive public scandal and would totally tank his career. Every single option is weighed against what everyone else will think.
And so, where does he land? He circles all the way back to denial. Because admitting the truth would mean shattering this perfect, shiny image he's built for his life. It is so much easier to just pretend that nothing has happened.
Okay, so now we're leaving that stuffy artificial city behind. Tolstoy takes us somewhere completely different, to Konstantin Levin's world out in the Russian countryside.
Now this is a world with some substance. It's not about performance. Levin finds real, honest-to-goodness joy, not in being clever at a party, but in the sweat of his own labor, in the simple, powerful realities of life and death on his farm. He has a connection to the earth that people in the city just can't understand.
This one line, it tells you everything you need to know about Levin. He's a guy who's listening for something deeper, something real. While the rest of society is obsessed with gossip, he's out there wrestling with the biggest questions you can think of: faith, purpose, and what his place is in this whole universe.
So you've got these two totally different worlds. And at the heart of it all are two people, Anna and Levin, who are both absolutely desperate to find a real, profound, authentic kind of love. The thing is, they take radically different paths to try and find it.
For Anna, who's stuck in this cold, loveless marriage to Karenin, her affair with Vronsky is like an explosion of feeling. It's a total rebellion against the emptiness of her life. This love promises to be everything, to be the one true thing in a world that feels like it's full of lies.
And Vronsky? He is all in. He actually believes this. For him, their passion isn't just a part of life, it is life. Everything else, his career, his reputation, all of it is totally meaningless compared to the intensity of what they have.
But here's the problem. A love that defines itself by breaking all the rules has to exist in secret. And that secrecy, which maybe felt thrilling at first, becomes a kind of prison. Anna, a person who desperately wants to live an authentic life, is now forced into constant lying, and it just isolates her and eats away at her soul.
Levin's search for love is the complete opposite. It is not some grand, sweeping passion.
It's awkward, it's hard, and it is deeply rooted in reality. He gets rejected, he despairs, he gets into fights. His relationship with Kitty isn't an escape from life, it's built right in the middle of it with all the messy, complicated, and surprisingly beautiful details.
So where do these two very different paths end up? What's the outcome of these powerful, desperate searches for a meaningful life?
Levin finds his answer, not in some perfect romantic dream, but in just accepting the imperfections of life. His happiness is quiet. He has this realization that meaning isn't some big idea you go out and find, but it's something you build day by day, through your work, your family, and a simple, hard-won faith.
And a story, as we know, ends in tragedy. By betting her entire existence on this one all-consuming passion, she's left with absolutely nothing when that passion starts to crack. She becomes an outcast, and the very love that was supposed to save her turns into a source of torment, jealousy, and, in the end, her own destruction.
In the end, Tolstoy kind of leaves us with this massive question. Through Anna and Levin, he forces us to really think about what it means to live truthfully, what it costs to find happiness, and whether a messy life with real purpose is actually better than a perfect-looking life that's completely hollow inside.